Nigeria Info's offering and why you need to be a part of it. I Beg to Differ is Nigeria's only radio debate tournament for teens. It's not happening in any other part of the country. It's an initiative of this brand. And the tournament gives students the opportunity to debate and air their views on diverse political, economic, and social issues and topics. It is designed to promote the right virtues and values. And what we are intentionally looking for is to restore Nigeria to a place where merit is rewarded. I would love to see those kids and even adults make headlines for the right reasons. So by promoting competitions like this to ensure that it is based on value, it is based on merit, we are kind of engendering that culture. And so that's why you need to be a part of it. That is why your engagement, your participation is very important. Now that's your daily reminder. I'll see you tomorrow. Let's dive to our first big story. River State Governor Siminalayi Fubara says the state will bounce back. Governor Fubara said this during the commissioning of River State Government House staff quarters. Quoting the Bible, Governor Fubara said victory is assured.
I want us to look at Philippians 3 verse 18 to 19. And it reads, "For as I've often told you before, and now I tell you again, even with tears, many live as enemy of the cross of Christ. Their destiny is destruction, and their God is in their stomach. And their glory is in their shame. Their mind is set on earthly things only." I want to say here today, and to assure everyone that has stood with us, our strength is in the Supreme Being. That even when we fail here, our victory is assured.
Okay. That's interesting. Governor Fubara said he's not scared of anything. He said the interest of Rivers State remains his top priority, even if it means paying the supreme sacrifice. I wonder what that sacrifice is, but let's find out together.
No matter how we've been fooled in this state, it has gotten to a point where this state have decided to take their destiny by their hands. In as much as I don't subscribe to violence, when the time comes for us to take a decision, I will lead the cause for that decision. Let me say it again. I'm not scared of anything. The worst that will happen is me to leave the office. It's not. Am I leaving the earth? Is it going to stop me from existing? So I'm not even bothered about that. But the right thing must be done.
Okay, Governor. Okay. There's fire and fury. There's composure. There's a lot of things that you can get from that voice. Well, Governor Fubara assured his supporters that although Friday's Supreme Court judgment has dampened their spirits, they should brace up, as what is ahead is more than what they have passed through.
I want to assure you, all our supporters, I know the news that break that on Friday must have dampened your spirit. Brace up, what is ahead is more than what we just passed. As a human being, I know you feel somehow, but just relax. God has our back. I want to thank you for your support and assure you that if there is one person on this planet Earth that will continue to stand by you, I will be that person. I assure you that I will lead you with honor. I will lead you with respect. And I will lead you with integrity.
And finally, the state governor said the government house staff quarters project is to show there is legitimate purpose-driven governance in River State.
I want to assure you, all our supporters, I know the news that break that on Friday must have dampened your spirit. Brace up, what is ahead is more than what we just passed. As a human being, I know you feel somehow, but just relax. God has our back. I want to thank you for your support and assure you that if there is one person on this planet Earth that will continue to stand by you, I will be that person. I assure you that I will lead you with honor. I will lead you with respect. And I will lead you with integrity.
Oh, okay. I just repeated the same. Okay. So that is the position of the state governor, our governor. There's no cause for alarm. Remain calm. Your spirit is dampened. Lots of things were said in those few words. And, well, he started by quoting the Bible. And one of the many reasons why I love the Bible is that it is subject to revelation. What do I mean? You can find whatever you want in the Bible, but you get to understand what is revealed. Right? That's why it's dynamic. The Bible says it's new every morning. So, two people can read John 3:16, which arguably is the most popular Bible verse for gospel of the world. And if you tell those two people to explain John 3:16, you'll be shocked at what you will get from the both of them, because they will speak from a position of revelation, what has been revealed to them. And that's the amazing thing about the Bible. So, you can hear the other side make points and quote this same Bible. In fact, they might even quote the same scripture. And then you'll be like, hold on, wait a minute. God, you need to calm down. Who you been they talk to when you write this thing, or when they write this thing? So that's the thing. It's not just about the knowledge, it's about the revelation. I have seen a person make a case for drunkenness from the Bible. Right? I'm not saying the governor is right or wrong. I'm just telling you that the Bible works for almost every situation. They say, but this is when you drink, you say, waiting be the first miracle where Jesus do for Bible. And well, according to recorded history, turn water to wine. You say, you see? Ain't no cure blind man. Now wine in first. So my brother, I am obeying scripture. That is his level of revelation. Of course, someone else will argue it. I definitely would have arguments. But the guy has understood what he has chosen to. But beyond the rhetorics, beyond the drama and, the theatrics, let's get down to business. Now that we are here, what should we expect? We who belong to the Association of Common Men. While the Constitution guarantees separation of power, that the legislature should not be a rubber stamp legislature, that they should not do the bidding of the governor, they should have their own power. The two arms of government, whether or not they agree, whether they are in good terms, whether they are friends or enemies, must find what the Englishman calls synergy. That means that even though they don't see eye to eye, their loyalty to public interest should be unquestionable. That you're my enemy doesn't matter. But when it comes to delivering good governance to the people, we should be united on that cause. When we leave, we can fight. I say this because prior to this drama, or not even prior to it, in the heat of the drama, we saw the House of Assembly veto a law, the governor rebrand, repost. There was a back and forth with legislature. And it was quite clear that was driven not by public interest, not for the interest of the people that they represent, but because of bad blood. They were making statements to each other. So while I don't have anything against anyone, while we're quoting Bible and countering and defending and shooting, let us remember, executive and legislative, that your loyalty is with the public interest, is with the public. It should be unquestionable. So tomorrow, if we're passing bills that will become laws, let it be people-oriented. We can fight. As a matter of fact, we should fight. Because some good things come out of these fights. But let your loyalty not be questioned. Let nobody hear, say, perceive, oh, this is a witch hunt. No, they are trying to winch the governor. No, governor is trying to winch. You can winch in your spare time. But for now, let it be that what comes out of the House of Assembly, let it be that what comes out of the executive, and I'm not talking about statements, right? You can make statements. I'm talking about actions, is in the best interest of the people. That is important. I'll move on to the next headline before taking your calls. Corps members are disappointed that the federal government has failed to pay their updated allowance. But just before I do, let's go to the Bible.
I want us to look at Philippians 3, verse 18 to 19. And it reads, "For as I've often told you before, and now I tell you again, even with tears, many live as enemy of the cross of Christ. Their destiny is destruction, and their God is in their stomach. And their glory is in their shame. Their mind is set on earthly things only." I want to say here today, and to assure everyone that has stood with us, our strength is in the supreme being. That even when we fail here, our victory is assured.
All right. Now, some core members in River State have expressed disappointment over the federal government's failure to pay them the promised 77,000 naira allowance. Recall that in January 2025, the NYC Director General, Brigadier General Yusha Ahmed, announced that core members will begin receiving the increased allowance in February. But in an interview with our correspondent, some core members say they still got 33,000 for their February allowance. They had a lot to say.
How can the federal government still pay 33,000 naira after their promise to pay the new payment, which is 77,000 naira, to core members? I'm highly disappointed to receive 3,000 naira again. Why can't they implement their promise? We are all aware that the payment was captured in the 2025 budget.
Every core member had their hopes high. Everybody was happy. Everybody was proud that they are going to implement it finally. And still, nothing. Is so crazy. It's so disappointing. I don't come on mind for anything we concern Nigeria and truthfulness. See Nigeria, see truthfulness like this. They are parts, far apart. They should keep on disappointing us now. There is no point, there is no point, because I'm speaking from a place of anger and disappointment.
Naira again.
My sister, no come out mind for anything Nigeria. Don't do it. If you come out mind, which person mind will remain there? I mean, you could feel the pain in the voices of those core members. And I know this feeling personally. I mean, we all did NYC. I know this feeling. Well, in my case, the government did not increase it when I was serving. But there was a month that my life was remaining one bar. I wouldn't have been here with you. I would have been gone. Because for some reason, I think there were problems with my account. And so I didn't get my allowance that month. It was in the early months of my service. This wasn't a general problem. Every other person around me who was a core member had received their alawi. And somehow mine was just not. Waiting happened. They say, oh, you need to go to the secretariat and go and meet the ZI or the LI and this one and rectify your account. The transport to even go and do it did not exist. So I understand what it's like to be in a position where your finances and the economy, they really are at loggerheads. So federal government, please. And they have a right to feel the way they do because promises were made. And with promises, what follows is expectation. At this time, the economy is not friendly. 33,000 it can almost do nothing for you. The only reasonable answer to this is, well, the budget was just signed into law. It was last week, I think. So hopefully next month, with the implementation of this new budget, hopefully, things will get better. But that's the only answer for now. I'm not speaking for government, but that's the only thing that makes sense. All right, Natasha's sexual allegation case not before Senate. We'll be taking that shortly, but let's talk. 0817-923-0002. 0817-923-0003. WhatsApp is 080-903-06-416. We're live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. You can watch, listen, and comment. Please turn off your radio as you call. I've, in regular fashion, reminded you of I beg to differ. I have told you about the governor's position. He assures that River State will bounce back. And we've also talked about core members' disappointment as the federal government fails to pay their new allowance. Call me and tell me. Hello, good afternoon. Okay, call back if you can. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Chinedu Arako.
Good afternoon.
Gift calling from Yenegoa.
Go ahead.
My brother, the truth of the matter, there's no amount of quoting of Bible portions and singing of praises that will change the constitution and the laws of the land. That is the truth. Just as we put it earlier, everybody is calling on same God. It's just a football match. I don't think God is taking sides with anybody. God did not ask you for you to be, according to Supreme Court, that you were operating without an appropriation, which is budget, and there was no government. Not me saying this. You do know the meaning of Supreme Court telling you that there was no governance, there was no government, because why? The arm of government who is supposed to make law was not there. You were operating with people that they classify as forum, and today you are putting Bible. This quotation of Bible and the assurance and all the rest, it will not change anything. From the one I've been saying it. If you like, go to churches, donate 1 billion naira to every pastor. The constitution remains the constitution. The law remains the law. Today now, a Supreme Court complained about a particular thing. You still went ahead to go ahead of a particular people that does not have the power, that head of local government should go and take over, because Supreme Court has sacked local government purported chairman. Who told you that you have that power? It is only the House of Assembly that has that power. Then you will now call God. What is the business with God with that?
Okay,
you don't want to obey the Constitution.
Thank you very much. Hello? Call back if you can, 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003. There is fire in the air, there is composure, there's always a crowd to cheer. More importantly, there is always a Bible verse to use. Oh, Rivers Politics. You didn't give your name, but you shared your thoughts. Thank you for that. And Odimegu says, good afternoon. Sam, Supreme Court judgment amounts to giving someone's enemy a machete and asking him to stretch out his neck. The Rivers House of Assembly's position on Governor Sim Fubara saying that the outgoing chairman should hand over to HPMs is neither here nor there. The House members thinking of bringing back the outgoing chairman is crazy. They should keep making laws and amending those laws to suit their egoistic aims. Impeachment has been in the dictionary long ago. This is the worst that can happen. Odimegu Sonny Didia from Emerilo says. Tonya calls from Borikiri. Good afternoon, Tonya.
Good afternoon. Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Nigeria Info. Very nice to connect with you people.
Thank you very much.
I just wanted to say something. The Roman poet Publius Ovidius Naso said something, that the gods are created by poets. So I think our governor, in quoting the Bible, was simply trying to subtly reassure his followers and Rivers people that the end is not, the end has not come, basically, and this is not the end. That there is still light, in front. So therefore, we should soldier on and not despair.
Okay.
But I will say this about governance in general in Nigeria and in Rivers State particularly. What I've seen from the House of Assembly members, the Amewuli-led House of Assembly members, is that we have no leaders. We simply have stumbling blocks barricading us from progress.
Really?
And they demonstrate this time and time again. And it's heartbreaking. But we would root our hope in God and in the supernatural and believe that we'll come out of this horrible quagmire that we found ourselves. So I think poetry counts for something. People should not dismiss it. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Tonya. Emeka calls from Elele. Hello, Emeka. Good afternoon.
Yes, my dear brother. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, my name is Emeka Alezi, calling from Elele.
Okay.
So, my dear brother, I stand with Sim Fubara, Governor Sim Fubara, that very soon Rivers State will bounce back. Very, very soon we will bounce back. It will be the shame of our enemy. Because I want to sincerely condemn the Supreme Court judgment. The judiciary want to set Rivers State on fire. This is a rape in democracy.
How
come a few people sit in Abuja and want to stop Rivers State allocation? This allocation, does it belong to a politician? It's allocation of Rivers State, does it belong to a politician or group of people? And the president is there watching them. Anything that happens to Rivers State will hold judiciary and APC-led federal government. Thank you and God bless you.
All right, thank you very much, Emeka. While you can express your thoughts and points. Judiciary setting the state on fire is a rape on democracy. I mean, those are extreme ways to express your displeasure with the Supreme Court ruling. So yeah, you're pissed, you're dissatisfied. But fire and rape? Nah. Bright from Rumodumaya. Hello, Bright. Good afternoon.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
You know, what we want in River State is peace. But we want the truthful peace. Not to have somebody want to hinder in order to take over River State. The statement by the River State governor. Remember before now, he once said that the major issue has passed when he was telling his supporters that what is just there is just an ordinary thing. And also quoting Bible. I want to also let you know when PDP elected him in primary, there was never any time he quoted Bible. He is now the managed to put him in power to become governor today. Now he's quoting Bible. Talking, saying about worldly things. I also want to let you know, if he really State, both a tariff generated and the allocation that is coming, if he utilize them 100%, it means that God will answer him. But if there's any part in anywhere, in order to favor himself, or any of the nation or friends, it means that God will not answer.
But Bright, hold on, Bright.
Okay. And I see 1 million, all is stealing.
Hello, Bright.
So I should know that. Let me also obey the rule of law.
Bright, can you hear me?
Thank you, worship Bright.
Bright, can you hear me?
Yes.
Good. Let's talk. What is wrong in quoting the scripture? What exactly is the problem with that?
Yes, many things are wrong. You cannot be quoting a scripture when you are said one-sided. Legislature is the other arm. Why not work with them and let them? Then let them circulate, you circulate them. After all, they are fed of River State. Are you quoting scripture when you are not able to sense?
Okay, Bright, are you in the right position to quote scripture? Can you quote scripture, Bright?
I can. When my heart is free and sincere.
Is your heart free at this time? As of today, the 3rd of March, 2025, is your heart free?
If my heart is free?
Yeah.
Yes, my heart is free.
Okay. Thank you very much. And moving from Bright, who has a free heart, to Dede from Iwofe. Hello, Dede.
I greet you. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Yes, happy new month.
I wish you the same.
Well, I will still go back to the Bible that says in all things we should give God thanks. Falling back to what the governor said, I think there is hope and light at the end of the tunnel. And more especially, I just have to encourage myself with that scripture that he read. All the fighting, infighting, outfighting, bragging right and left is just here. Do you know who I am? My doctor, I want to get this. You are doing mistake. I want to do it in a better way. It ends here. But it's very unfortunate that man does not have much time to spend here and also to enjoy whatever that he has fought for. Because the highest you can live as a strong person cannot be above 120. So I think I really believe the government. And also, federal government not paying the youth corpers the 77,000 naira as approved and agreed. You see what we are talking about. They said that they have passed it into law, they have enacted it, they have done this, but it has been approved by this 2025 budget. It's inside there. Why are they now underpaying them? That's our problem in this country. Our leaders, politicians are killing this system. And one day this system will die in their hands. Because when you are not ready to do the right thing, you cannot say you'll be using the wrong thing to change something that is good. You made a pronouncement. It's taking you time to implement. It's very, very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. So federal government should do something.
All right.
The synergy between the executive and what do you call them, the House of Assembly members.
Yeah.
It's not something that we are expecting, but many of them are rubber stamp because even what is happening in the Senate is what the president wants. That's what they're doing.
Okay.
They must force everybody to obey it because of the money, personal interest. They're enriching themselves. We, the masses, are really, really on the begging side. And the only person we are begging is God.
All right, Dede.
Their dignity, their name will come to an end one day.
Thank you very much.
Government goes down.
Thank
you. They have a time frame.
It's okay, my brother. It is okay. I was speaking to George shortly, but I have comments on Facebook. Bro Fact Sobari says, thanks. Okay. Emma Kingsley says, the best interest of Rivers people is that a governor be impeached for abuse of office and disrespect to the Constitution. Emmanuel Braid says, River State will surely bounce back from this mess because of the greed of one man that thinks River State is his personal property. And Miracle Lewi says, God will help River State. Emmanuel Silvanus, still on Facebook, the biggest problem of all this is the pretext that we don't know what the fight is about. One man wants a third term by proxy. He thinks he's the owner of the state. There is nobody born of a woman who does not know this is the problem. Okay. And let's go to George, who calls from Buguma. Hello, George.
Oracle, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes, you see, by the grace of God, there is nothing you can do and that you will not put God first. And when you exclude God, I think you are just all by yourself. Because God is a spirit, and the spirit, it is the one that controls the physical. Behind everything, there is God, because it is God first. In the beginning, the Bible said there was nothing on the face of the earth. Only the Spirit of God was over the earth.
George, are you going somewhere with this, or are we going full-blown Sunday service?
No. I said the problem we are having, it is because you can see the colors from every quarter. It is because of the one man interest as above, that is trying to be above the interest of the millions of Rivers people. But it will not work.
Okay.
What I see today playing is just a temporary thing. It is, by the end of the day, there is light at the tunnel. You can see that we have a leader who is actually upholding the tenets of the Constitution. It is not easy. In the face of all these issues, they said the state must move forward, that the interest of the state is paramount. And I think that is a leader. Whenever you have the righteous on the throne, that is when you see Satan will be up and doing, trying to see that he put down the righteous out of the throne of leadership. But I think at the end of the day, that if God is the head of all principalities and powers, I think the one who stands with God will have victory at the end of the day.
Okay, George, thank you very much. Yes, indeed. It's important that you do. So I take all the calls. Evans from Rukboku. Hello, Evans.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you so much for the work you do.
Thank you for listening.
The honorable governor put, I think it's fine.
Hello? Oh my. Evans, I'm struggling to hear you. I apologize. You'd have to call back. Let's see. We can go back to Facebook. Remember, we're live: Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Watch, listen, engage. Okay. Thank God Ability says, despite the setback, I strongly believe the state will bounce back. And C.A. Alagua says, I've seen a man who has power and money in his hands and peace in his heart. That is the state governor. Amadi Secundus says, Seema assuring the bounce back of River State. Yes, it's very possible if Seema agrees and asks all of these. There's a name he used here. I can't mentioned, but he's criticizing those around him to stay aside. I know he doesn't know much about law and politics. And to Natasha, I don't believe Natasha will wait to see the outcome. Okay. I think I lost the next comment. Okay. Let's go to WhatsApp. Hector says Governor Fubara deserves an international award. Indeed, he's a man of peace. He's able to manage situations despite so many provocation here and there. Given to some people, they will not let heaven fall. Am I reading that well? They will let heaven fall. Yes, I knew that didn't sound right. River State must move forward no matter the hindrances. That's from Hector. The next comment from Ike says, I laugh when I hear people mention the Constitution. What part of Constitution are we talking about? What happened in Imo a few years back? Was it according to the Constitution? The actions of the Abuja-based minister who's fomenting these problems, are they constitutional? I wonder if there's anything like a reasonable constitution that is active in this country. Nigeria is messed up and there's nothing like constitution. Well, there is. But I guess you have problems with the one we have. The government must still subdue and overcome all these distractions by the special grace of God. Ike from Owerri says. Okay, and Chima calls from Rumokuta. Hello, Chima.
Hello, good afternoon, Mr. Oracle.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I heard the governor read meticulously from the Bible. To me, that is priggish. That is hypocrisy. Because I read the Bible that you shouldn't call the name of the Lord in vain. And I have always said it, and I believe in it, that God does not intervene in the affair of men. Now, what am I saying, essence, is that, Mr. Oracle, I don't know if you read the book, The Tales of the Two Cities. That is true that it was the best of time and it was the worst of time. It was the age of wisdom and the age of foolishness. And it goes on and on. What is there? You understand? You came into office by the might of the people, by their vote. You understand? And the way you came into primary self, you saw it. All of us in this city, we know that which election do you want to say that is free and fair, apart from the one that the court has said that, or the people have said that it was the one of MK Abiola. And you didn't know this Bible then. Even what is his name, Toye Oko, was he not a pastor? Did he read Bible for you when the Supreme Court read just against him? Now what we're talking about is that why are you trying to turn the people to make people to feel somehow emotional? Meanwhile, you are fighting for your own selfish interest. Because if you love people, wouldn't have been spitting fire as you said, that you are ready, you can rise up one or the other. If you love people, why don't you just resign so that for peace to reign, so that things will happen? There is a clause there. They didn't say the God is going to be seated automatically. They say, humble yourself. Those that come before God humble themselves. Humble yourself and go to men. They say, no, humble before men and kneel before God.
Okay, Chima. Hello, Chima. How exactly does the governor's resignation signify love for the people? Help me make sense of it.
Yeah, because when he said that time, he felt that he thought that there's going to be war. Because he said when the time comes, it's going to be John that's going to lead it. That's what he said.
No, that's not that's not what he said. We all heard it. I'm going to play it again. He did not say that.
Okay, if that's not what he meant. What am I saying, Esther, is that let people know that the only thing that he needs to do is to humble himself and go to another aspect of the government that has almost the same power like him. It's an executive aspect. The people that are going to legislate, let him go there. Okay, now, Mr. Oracle, let me ask you one single thing.
You should be rounding off.
Constituency, don't we worship God? We that the 27th constituency that you're denying according to the law and democracy, don't we worship God here? Doesn't God hear our own prayer?
I don't know.
Is there no pastors among us? So when you begin to vote to vote the Bible, you should be aware, you should be cautious of yourself. Don't make the people feel as if you're fighting for them.
Thank you,
Chima.
Chima.
For yourself.
Thank you, Chima. I must move on now. Triumphant from GRA is on the phone. I think he should be my final caller. Hello, Triumphant.
Thank you so much, SOC.
Thank you for calling.
Okay. Let me start with the NYSC and their expectation being dashed out so far. But because I am surprised with the Nigerian government. If you know you cannot do something, please don't give people hope. Because there are people who are relying on this hope. And why I'm saying so is because I am in touch with a good number of them. And I know that the token being given to them every month is not even anywhere close to satisfying their needs. So they were given the expectation that come this month, at the end of the month, they will receive an increase. But as I speak with you, SOC, that expectation was not met. Again, talking about what is happening in Rivers State and the judgment that was dished out on Friday, I will say that it is a democracy and the pronouncement has been made. But my interest here lies in how some people are gesticulating, trying to arouse the anger of some other people, and that is not going well, because I've been where they are separating quarrels just within this period, last week till now. So what I would say is that while some of these judgments are not so palatable to people, especially for example, like the one that allocation should be halted, some of these things are not good, it should be looked into. But I also encourage people that while you are jubilating, please don't arouse anger on the other part, so that all of us can live peacefully in this state. Because we are looking for development. We are not looking for backwardness. Yeah. So this is just my own plea to everybody. We know a court case cannot favor all parties involved at the same time.
I agree.
But let us use our heads and let us know that what is good for the goose is equally good for the gander. And
yes,
let us
indeed.
try to do the right thing. Please, I will lastly call on the assembly. If there is enemies, let us work cordially, the legislative and the executive. I know it sounds hard, but I think attempts of impeachment will not be a good one for the state.
Okay.
So I thank you so much, SOC. And may
Thank
God
you.
bless you for all the developments you're doing.
Thank you.
On air.
Thank you, Triumphant, for calling, for listening, and for engaging. And I agree with you completely. It's important that we refrain from making inciting statements. While you are in support or against, you do not want to aggravate the anger. You don't want to turn embers to an inferno. So we can and should respond with decorum and civility. A few comments on Facebook, and I'll make my way out of this conversation. Thank God says, despite the setback, we believe the state will bounce back. I've taken that. Rosemary says, God continue to give our governor the strength to rule the state. And Imawike says, we were here when Toyeko won election in 2023, and the same Supreme Court ruled in favor of Sim, and did not fall. The same Supreme Court makes ruling. Oh my, where has the comment gone? Okay. And we now see people condemning the judgment and threatening the peace of the state. It's too bad. That is from Ima. I will go to the same Bible to tell you that to everything there's a season, a time for every purpose under heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck what is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal. Ecclesiastes 3 from verse 1 all the way down. Since we started with the Bible, it's important to use the Bible to tell you that this is the end of the big stories. It's the time to end the conversation. You hear a voice after mine. Pay attention to what that voice has to say. And at the top of the hour, it's a business news. Please stay with us.